Hi, Scary Recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie The Wailing from 2016. Beware of spoilers. Jong-gu is called to investigate the murder of a couple in a small village in South Korea. At the crime scene, he finds a strange and disturbing piece of evidence. Later on, a hiker is attacked by a naked man in the woods. At the police station, officers Jong-gu and Oh Sung-bok discuss about the Japanese old man who came to the village, and they are both startled by the appearance of a naked woman at the entrance. An inexplicable disease seems to have infected the villagers, causing them to savagely kill their own. During the investigation of one of these murders, Jong-gu is attacked by the same mysterious woman who appeared naked at the police station. As more people are getting killed and the suspects are their close relatives, Jong-gu learns that the unknown woman was raped by the Japanese man, and that many people have seen her wandering naked around the village. The most disturbing fact is that this woman has murdered her family after the rape. It is implied that whatever madness caused her to do this unspeakable act was originated from the Japanese stranger. At the crime scene, Jong-gu speaks with another mysterious woman, her name is Mo Myung, who tells him that the Japanese man is a ghost, a kind of vampire who drinks the blood of his victims, and the one responsible for all these murders. That night, Jong-gu has a nightmare with the Japanese man chasing and attacking him. The next day, a man tells Jong-gu and Oh Sung-bok about the foreigner eating raw meat in the woods. He says he has red eyes which glow and that he attacked him. The officers convince him to take them to the spot where he last saw him. His fear, however, doesn't let him take the two officers closer, and then, all of a sudden, lightning strikes him 3 times. They take him immediately to the hospital, where Jong-gu witnesses in horror one of the infected victims bleeding to death. The next day, Jong-gu and Oh Sung-bok, with the assistance of Sung-bok's nephew, who speaks Japanese, go to the stranger's house to question him. He's not there, and the 3 men investigate the place. Oh Sung-bok discovers a hideous shrine with pictures of the murdered villagers and some of their belongings. The dog of the Japanese man attacks Sung-bok's nephew, and he retreats inside the house together with Jong-gu. The stranger returns, and the 3 men leave. Driving back to the station, Oh Sung-bok shows Jong-gu a shoe he has taken from the shrine. It turns out this shoe belongs to Jong-gu's daughter, Hyo-jin. Jong-gu speaks with his daughter and learns that Hyo-jin has met with the Japanese man. Eager to find evidence, Jong-gu searches her room until she starts screaming at him. Hyo-jin appears to have been infected by the strange disease. The next day, Jong-gu and Sung-bok's nephew go to the stranger's house to ask him about the murders. He doesn't cooperate, and Jong-gu gets angry. He smashes the shrine and kills the guard dog that attacks him. He says to the Japanese man that he has 3 days to pack up his things and leave the village. Later on, a dead goat is found hanging at the entrance of Jong-gu's house. Hyo-jin, who has gotten even worse, stabs one of Jong-gu's neighbors in the belly. With no other choice, Jong-gu's mother-in-law goes to a shaman and asks for his help. The shaman, Il-gwang, comes to the house and investigates the place before concluding that an evil spirit has taken control of Hyo-jin's body. He proposes to do an exorcism in order to save the child. The family agrees, but Il-gwang fails and the exorcism doesn't work. After some time, Jong-gu tells about the incident at the Japanese man's house. Il-gwang is convinced that Jong-gu has disturbed the stranger, saying that this man is a living ghost, a demon of some sort, and therefore he proposes a new and rather dangerous ritual. He tells Jong-gu that it is imperative that he must not be disturbed at all. Meanwhile, the Japanese man conducts a ritual of his own in order to possess the body of one of his victims. The victim's name is Park Jun-bae. Back at Jong-gu's house, Hyo-jin is in great pain as Il-gwang performs his bizarre ritual. Jong-gu, however, can't stand it and interrupts him, taking Hyo-jin to the hospital to be treated. At that moment, the Japanese man concludes his own ritual and lies down. He sees the mysterious Mo Myung walking outside his house. Jong-gu desperately seeks out information to save his daughter's life. The Japanese man is seen running through the woods. Jong-gu gathers a team of 4 men and decides to go to the house of the stranger. While searching his place, the living dead body of Park Chung-bae comes stumbling from the woods. It attacks the men, biting one of them in the face, and after a little while collapses and falls down, dead. Jong-gu and his companions resume the search and soon spot the stranger. They hunt him down through the woods until they reach a cliff. The Japanese man hides and manages to escape. He notices Moo Myung staring at him from a distance. Disappointed, the group drives back to the village. Meanwhile, the stranger chases Moo Myung. As Jong-gu drives through the rain, a body suddenly crashes on the truck, startling the men. They see that it is of the Japanese man, now dead by the fall. Jong-gu looks up and sees Moo Myung looking at them from above. Later on, Jong-gu goes to Hyo-jin in the hospital and is relieved to see that she has improved. It seems that with the death of the strange man, the effect of the possession has withered and faded. Things are going well until Il-gwang, who goes to visit Jong-gu, suddenly encounters Moo Myung and spits blood. Terrified by her presence, Il-gwang goes to his house and starts a ritual asking from Buddha to protect him. His prayers, however, don't work. Il-gwang gets even more frightened and leaves the house. While in his car, he calls Jong-gu to warn him about the evil that still threatens him and his family. He tells him that the Japanese man was a shaman just like him, and that the real ghost is Moo Myung. The stranger was trying to kill her to save the world, but failed. Il-gwang advises Jong-gu to meet him at the stranger's house. Terrified by this new information, Jong-gu gets ready to leave when he notices that his daughter, Hyo-jin, is missing. He searches for her and comes across Moo Myung. She tells him that the Japanese man is still alive and that she has set a trap to capture him. The trap, however, will fail if Jong-gu returns home before the rooster crows 3 times, and then Hyo-jin will kill everyone. Moo Myung also reveals that Il-gwang is a pawn of the real ghost. Jong-gu asks her what she is, and Moo Myung replies that she only wants to save Hyo-jin, and that she is an ordinary woman. Jong-gu hesitates and fights hard against his doubts. He asks Moo Myung why all this has happened, and she hints that whatever occurred was because of his sin. Jong-gu gets angry and turns to leave, but Moo Myung grabs his hand and tries to stall him until the final crow of the rooster. Jong-gu though witnesses a hairpin on the ground behind her. It is Hyo-jin's hairpin. Immediately, Jong-gu thinks that Moo Myung is the real ghost, and before the rooster can crow 3 times, he runs back to his home. Just as he enters the front yard, the flower Moo Myung has put at the threshold withers. In the meantime, Yang I-sam, Oh Sung-buk's nephew, goes to the house of the Japanese man and discovers a secret cave. He enters it holding a sickle and a cross, and after a while finds the stranger still alive inside. He says that he is the devil and questions his nature, in which the stranger replies, asking him back. Yang I-sam says that if he isn't the devil, then he will leave him and go. But the Japanese man laughs and answers that he is the one who will not let him leave. Yang I-sam stands dumbfounded and scared as the stranger picks up his camera and starts taking photographs of him. With each shot, the man turns into an atrocious demonic creature with red glowing eyes and laughs at a petrified Yang I-sam. At the same time, Jong-gu enters his house and finds his family murdered by Hyo-jin. He collapses and calls out her name. Ultimately, Hyo-jin stabs her father as well. Later, Il-gwang arrives and takes photographs of Jong-gu and his dead family. Hyo-jin sits on the steps, silent and apathetic. Her soul seems lost. Il-gwang leaves and goes to his car. He accidentally drops a box full of photos that show the dead villagers. These photos were supposed to have been burned by the Japanese man earlier in the film. The last scenes show Jong-gun lying on the floor, dying. His last thoughts are memories of him together with Hyo-jin.